All right, good evening, everybody. It is Friday. Happy weekend. It's going to get cold. Before we get into all of that, look at the sunset I caught on the camera up here in Conroe. Just beautiful. That's looking off to the west there on the left-hand side of your screen. It's just glowing, almost like the northern lights at times. Just that beautiful of a winter sunset. Again, this is up in Conroe. That's I-45 looking up to the north. Chilly evening out there, courtesy of yet another Arctic blast, the heart of which, again, is here. Upper Mississippi Valley, Mid-Mississippi Valley, Ohio Valley, Upper Midwest, Great Lakes, into the Northeast, into the Virginias, even into Tennessee, Kentucky, and the Carolinas. Just getting hit again. They've had a terrible winter up here. Their cold snap started long before we got cold here as we went into the end of December and January. And a lot of folks talking about one of the coldest winters they've ever seen up here, maybe in 50 years. We'll see when we add it all up. But this is the picture right now. These are current temperatures across North America. There's Houston at 51, Kugluktuk 17 below, but you can see how the really cold stuff has come into Upper Mississippi, Mid-Ohio Valley, Great Lakes, Upper Midwest, Northeast United States. Again, brutal cold right in there. Current temps across the United States. This is at 6:30 here on a Friday evening. Kansas City's at 13. Nashville, Tennessee, 27. Louisville, Kentucky, 22. Chicago's at 15. They've had snow showers today. New York's at 17. Pittsburgh's at 10. Raleigh, North Carolina is 29 degrees. And again, they're just absolutely freezing. Now, it's interesting, over the weekend, some of this cold air may get all the way down into South Florida. There is a freeze warning for Florida and a big chunk of the deep south. Miami forecasting 31 by Sunday morning. So it's going to hurt the tropical plants down there. LA is 75. Phoenix is 77. They've been warmer than usual out west. Weather impact alert in effect for Sunday. That is because of the possibility, maybe likelihood, of a hard freeze Sunday morning. So we've got it in effect for midnight Sunday morning to 9 a.m. Temps in the 20s and teens up north. People, pets, plants, and pipes. Wind should be calm, clear skies, radiational cooling magnifies the cold, so we get the hard freeze possibility Sunday morning. So that'll be the morning where it's cold without wind. Tomorrow morning, we're going to have wind and cold, Saturday morning, because we're going to get another, it's not another cold front, but it's another surge of Arctic air wrapping around the backside of that Hudson Bay low. It's already on the way. It comes through before sunrise Sunday. What this will do is we'll wake up in Houston with temps near freezing, but the wind gusting 20, 25, 30 miles an hour out of the north, which will put the feels like wind chill temperature in the teens and 20s. So, boy, especially Spring Creek northward, you'll feel like it's 11, 12, 13 degrees in the morning. That's what it'll feel like to exposed skin. What happens is when the wind blows, it causes increased evaporation of moisture from your skin. When moisture evaporates, when it goes from a liquid to a gas, it takes heat with it. So it removes more heat, removes heat from your body by taking it with it in evaporative moisture. That's why there's a wind chill factor at all, and that's what it will be in the morning, very cold. Afternoon highs, actual air temperatures only in the upper 30s and low 40s. So a very cold and windy Saturday for sure. Sunday, by the morning, that high pressure at the surface comes right over Houston, so that will cause winds to drop down to almost nothing. That allows for radiational cooling. So no wind Sunday morning, but the air temperature will be colder. Actual lows in the upper teens and 20s across the board. Afternoon highs Sunday will rebound into the 50s as we actually begin a warming trend caused by that high continuing to move south. Then we'll get a southwest flow. Whenever Houston gets a southwest flow, that's our warm wind direction. And that will have temperatures rebounding by Monday afternoon to near 70. So the temperature roller coaster between Saturday morning and Monday afternoon is quite something. The big picture remains with the Hudson Bay low in charge. That's Hudson Bay. There's the low. It's been stuck here for almost 3 weeks. We'll go into week 4 next week. I expect it'll stay like this. And every time you get that, you get a trough, you get shots of cold air coming in on the backside of that low. So we've got one in here now. We get another reinforcing shot Saturday, Sunday. We warm a little bit Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, we get another dip in the jet. And so Wednesday, Thursday turn chilly and a little rainy and cold for Houston by the middle and end of next week. So the roller coaster in temperatures continues. Now, there's the trough. That allows the cold air to come all the way down to Florida. This pattern's been stuck for 3.5 weeks. Out west, it's the opposite. See the ridge? So they're warm, unusually warm. Many of the ski resorts are struggling to make enough snow out here. And you see this contrast over and over again when you get one part of the country bitter cold and one part of the country very, very warm. It has everything to do with that undulating jet, which at the moment is extremely magnified. Freeze watch, that's for us. We'll get to that in a second. The darker blue is a freeze warning, which extends all the way down into Florida. For us, freeze watch. Now, this is for Sunday. This is for the hard freeze we're expecting Sunday. So everybody inland freezes Sunday morning, even the coastal areas away from the water. But we could have a hard freeze, especially north of I-10, Sunday morning. That will be the coldest morning of the bunch. These are forecast low temperatures for Sunday morning. 24 in Houston, upper teens northern counties. Shreveport 25, New Orleans 23 on Sunday morning. And remember, these temps down here, this is the glancing blow. The heart of it, 4 below zero, Louisville, Kentucky 13, and Nashville, Pittsburgh at 4. And I meant to move this, but you can see Miami way down there, 31. So a light freeze forecast for Miami, Florida, Sunday morning. Oak City 13, Del Rio at 30. Saturday morning. So this is a light freeze, 30s, upper 20s, but this is the one that comes with that gusty north wind. So it'll feel like it's in the teens and low 20s across the board Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon, highs in the low 40s, upper 30s. We ought to be in the low 60s, so way below normal. Sunday morning. So this particular model coming in with Hobby 28 Sunday morning, Bush 27, Huntsville 25. I think this one might be a little warm. I think we may be several degrees colder than this. I think it's likely that Brenham, College Station, Huntsville are in the upper teens, like 17, 18, 19 degrees in the morning on Sunday morning. So make sure people, pets, plants, and pipes, everything is protected going into Sunday morning. Now this is looking to the east. The sunset off to the west is brilliant. Off to the east, it's just getting dark. Williams Tower, look at all the buildings just glowing on a beautiful winter night. 54 was the high temp today. Normal high is 65. Record high is 84. So we were 11 degrees below normal today and way off the record. 39 is what we woke up to this morning. Normal low is 45, so 6 degrees below normal. 18 is the record low set in 1949. 84 and 18. It can be anything this time of the year in Houston, Southeast Texas. One of the reasons why it is such a challenge to forecast the weather here, let me tell you. But it keeps you on your toes. Hobby 52 right now, Sugarland 51, Wharton's at 48, Brenham's 46, Huntsville's 49. Got a north wind out there. That secondary surge of cold air hasn't got in here yet, but it will in the next couple of hours. When it does, you'll notice winds increase. Right now, it's a sustained wind at 10 for Conroe. Hobby sustained at 12. Galveston sustained at 9, coming out of the north-northwest. And there's Galveston on a nice evening. But the winds increase, and by the morning and into the afternoon, it's gusting out of the north at 20, 25, 26, maybe up to 30 at times tomorrow. So tomorrow is not the freeze warning, it's the cold weather advisory, because the wind chills in the morning will make it feel like it's in the teens in many spots, especially north of I-10, low 20s south of I-10. So it doesn't get much better even by going to the south. Lows, 3rd Ward, wake up at 35 Saturday morning, Allendale 35, Pasadena 35, Bel Air 35, Inwood Forest 35. Now look, North Harris County, Cypress 33, Tomball, you may see a light freeze in the morning. Folks along Spring Creek, light freeze possible. Navasota 31, Huntsville 30, even Galveston in the 30s with this north wind tomorrow morning. And then the high temp goes to 42. Well, it's going to be a breezy, cold Saturday. The extended. Sunday, hard freeze north of I-10, 53 in the afternoon, and that actually is going to begin to rebound. Monday, 35 in the morning, cold, then all the way back to 67, more than a 30-degree temperature swing Monday afternoon. That's that southwest breeze I showed you. It always warms us up quick. 70 by Tuesday, with increasing clouds and a rain change. As a front approaches, that's going to be the leading edge of our next glancing blow of cold air. Now, right now, this next glancing blow next week isn't quite as cold, 40s and 50s, but that's winter-like for Houston for sure. And it brings in a north breeze and a rain chance. Wednesday, 30% rain. Thursday, 30% rain. So cloudy, a little rainy, 40s and 50s Wednesday and Thursday of next week. Winter. For sure. That's where we stand on this Friday. Have a great weekend. Have a nice evening.